Joseph was Jacob's favorite son, born to him in his old age, a child of deep longing and hope. Jacob's heart overflowed with affection for Joseph, seeing in him the promise of a future and the memories of a beloved wife lost too soon. To show his love, Jacob gave Joseph a magnificent coat of many colors, a symbol of special favor crafted with care and vibrant threads. This was no ordinary garment. It was a gift that spoke of pride, hope, and a father's dreams for his son. Joseph wore the coat proudly, feeling cherished and set apart from his brothers. Each time he wrapped himself in its colors, he felt the warmth of his father's love and the weight of being chosen. The coat was more than just clothing. It was a daily reminder that he was special, a living sign of his father's affection and trust. But his brothers saw only favoritism, a daily reminder that they were not loved the same. Each glance at the coat stung, deepening the divide between them and Joseph. The coat became a wall between Joseph and his brothers, fueling resentment and silent anger. What once was a father's blessing now cast a shadow over the family. What was meant as a blessing became a spark for jealousy, igniting feelings that had long been hidden beneath the surface. Joseph's joy was his brothers' bitterness. His happiness seemed to mock their pain, and the distance between them grew with every passing day. The love that wrapped Joseph in warmth left his brothers cold and distant, unable to share in his happiness or understand their father's choice. Sometimes even the purest love can be misunderstood, and the best intentions can lead to pain. Joseph could not see the storm brewing in his brothers' hearts. This simple gift, meant to unite, would soon ignite a fire that would change their family forever, setting in motion a story of betrayal, loss, and ultimately redemption. Joseph's brothers worked hard in the fields, their hands rough and spirits weary. Jealousy grew each time they remembered Joseph's coat and his dreams of ruling over them. His innocent stories sounded like arrogant boasts to their ears. Their resentment united them in a dark purpose. When Joseph came to check on them, their jealousy boiled over. They saw not a brother, but a threat. In that distant field, they decided Joseph and his dreams had to go. Joseph arrived at his brother's camp, his heart full of hope and trust, expecting to be welcomed with open arms. Instead, he was met with cold stares and harsh words, the air thick with resentment and jealousy. Without warning, his brothers seized him, tearing off the beautiful coat their father had given him, a symbol of their father's love and Joseph's favored place in the family. They threw him into a deep, empty pit, leaving him alone and terrified. Reuben, the eldest, managed to persuade the others not to kill Joseph outright. Instead, he convinced them to leave Joseph in the pit, hoping to rescue him later, but the others had different plans. As Joseph cried out for mercy from the darkness below, his brothers sat nearby, eating their meal as if nothing had happened. Their hearts had grown cold, deaf to his pleas. Soon, a caravan of traders appeared on the horizon, their camels laden with goods. Judah, seeing an opportunity, suggested they sell Joseph as a slave instead of leaving him to die. For just 20 pieces of silver, they handed their own brother over to strangers, turning their backs on him forever. The weight of their decision would haunt them for years to come. To cover up their betrayal, they dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and brought it to their father, Jacob. Seeing the blood-stained garment, Jacob was overcome with grief, convinced that his beloved son had been killed by a wild animal. Jacob's sorrow was immeasurable. He mourned deeply, refusing to be comforted, his heart shattered by the loss. The brothers' betrayal brought a heavy shadow of sorrow and deceit into their home, changing their family forever. Their actions cost them not only their innocence, but also their father's happiness and peace. the bitter price of betrayal would linger in their hearts, a reminder of the pain they had caused. In Egypt, Joseph became a slave in Potiphar's house. He worked hard, and God's favor brought him success. Potiphar trusted Joseph, but Potiphar's wife falsely accused him. Joseph was thrown into prison, innocent but forgotten. Even in prison, Joseph's integrity shone. The warden put him in charge of the other prisoners. Joseph helped others and kept his faith. He waited patiently, trusting God's plan. From favored son to slave to prisoner, Joseph's hope endured. He believed his story was not over. Even in darkness, he held on to hope. In the darkness of an ancient prison, Joseph, once a favored son, now found himself surrounded by stone walls and uncertainty. Yet even in captivity, his remarkable gift for interpreting dreams did not go unnoticed. Joseph listened to the troubled dreams of Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker, offering them hope and insight when they needed it most. As Joseph had foretold, the cupbearer was restored to his position in Pharaoh's court. But in the rush of palace life, he forgot about Joseph, leaving him in prison for 2 long years. Then one night, Pharaoh himself was haunted by mysterious and troubling dreams that none of his wise men or magicians could explain. Suddenly, the cupbearer remembered Joseph's gift. He told Pharaoh about the young Hebrew prisoner who could interpret dreams, and Joseph was quickly summoned from his cell to the royal court. Standing before the most powerful man in Egypt, Joseph listened carefully as Pharaoh described his dreams. With wisdom and humility, Joseph revealed their meaning. There would be 7 years of great abundance, followed by 7 years of devastating famine. Joseph advised Pharaoh to store surplus food during the plentiful years, so that Egypt would have enough to survive the years of scarcity that would follow. Deeply impressed by Joseph's wisdom and foresight, Pharaoh appointed him second in command over all of Egypt, giving him authority and trust beyond measure. In a single day, Joseph's life was transformed. He went from being a forgotten prisoner to the most powerful man in the land after Pharaoh himself. The very gift that once brought him hardship and jealousy now became the key to his destiny, opening doors he could never have imagined. Through faith, wisdom, and perseverance, Joseph not only saved Egypt from disaster, but also became a symbol of hope and resilience for generations to come. The dreamer had truly risen to power, his journey from the depths of prison to the heights of the palace forever remembered in history. The famine struck, and Joseph's brothers came to Egypt for food. They bowed before Joseph, not recognizing him. Joseph remembered his childhood dreams. He tested his brothers, demanding they bring Benjamin. He wanted to see if they had changed. Would they protect their youngest brother or abandon him? Joseph watched closely, searching for signs of repentance. The test was painful but necessary. He needed to know if their hearts had softened. The brothers returned with Benjamin, showing deep concern for him. Joseph saw their change and revealed his identity, weeping. The brothers expected anger, but Joseph offered forgiveness. He told them, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Joseph saw purpose in his suffering. He was able to save many lives. He embraced his brothers, and the family was reunited. Joseph arranged for his family to live safely in Egypt. Forgiveness healed years of pain and separation. What began in jealousy ended in grace. Joseph's story is a timeless lesson in hope, providence, and the power of forgiveness.